5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Oracle.
Escape Gaming's turn to ban.
Pretty grand. You know, it's a lovely Sunday afternoon. Time for some grand final Dota. What more could you ask for in life, honestly? I mean, this is the good stuff right here, right?
It really is. I mean, a best
Yep.
of 5, two
Dire
very
team
solid
back.
teams. You know, just we got plenty of time here, Trent. We got a good series coming our way, of course. We should talk about how these teams got here. Escape Gaming, as well as Imperial. Imperial defeating Ad Finum in a best of 3
10
series.
seconds
2-1.
remaining.
So you gotta give them credit. That was a series that I thought a lot of people
5 seconds
a lot of
remaining.
people probably had Ad Finum winning that series, going up
Yeah.
against Imperial.
I mean, they're the ones going to the major, right?
Reserve time.
They're the guys who've been try-harding, getting ready, but Imperial, they're just, I don't, these online tournaments and qualifiers are always just wrecking. Would love to see these guys get to another LAN. I know they did WESG, obviously, but I want to see them get to that next level, you know? They're grinding it out. But I know we were talking a little bit before this too. We're excited because Trixie's back.
Yes.
Yep, still a
10
little bit of a question mark,
seconds
of course, because he has been out of the competitive scene for a very long time. If you guys don't
Trixie and
remember,
Era united again.
seconds.
exactly,
remaining.
like the dream team, as it were.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, the most important thing. Trixie still plays in those high-level pubs. I still see him in games. Ditcherod, BZZ, everybody. So
Yeah.
he's still grinding out in the matchmaking. And then, of course, whenever those kind of like pub star people, like as you usually do the other route, right? You play all your pubs, you get into a squad. They have that trouble transitioning because they're not used to that like team environment. This guy's got that. He's got, you know,
Dire
years of that.
team back.
Yeah.
So he can just, you know, it's more about working the meta, I think, and just getting used to this particular team. But in terms of like that whole dynamic, I think Trixie would actually fit in better than most people might expect.
Yeah, I mean, he's not Kazoo, obviously. Trixie and Kazoo, very good players in their own right. They're both very solid, but
10
Trixie's a bit of a
seconds
different type
remaining.
of player. But Trixie is somebody like we talked about. He's been with
5
Air before.
seconds
He's
remaining.
played with him on, of course, Fnatic EU. Then back in the day, also, or a little bit after that, he played with
Reserve
4 Anchors and a
time.
City Captain. So Trixie has a lot of competitive experience in one way, shape, or form. But this is not an easy series to come
Escape
into. The grand finals of the
Gaming's turn
tournament.
to pick.
I don't know if he's been playing with. I'm pretty sure. So Escape did qualify from the upper bracket here from the Royal Arena, and then you had Pro Dota go against Power Rangers. That was a 2-0 series for
10
Power Rangers. Power
seconds
Rangers then
remaining.
lost 2-0 to Escape Gaming, and now they're facing up against Imperial. But
5
Imperial had to go through
seconds
friends
remaining.
first. Then they had to beat Adfidum, so there was an extra series for them to deal with. But this is still very interesting. I mean, a lot of good
Reserve
teams in
time.
this tournament, but we'll see how Trixie does perform here and what heroes they decide to pick for him. I mean, very good offlaner. He is a decent set of heroes. Might go for the Bat Rider this time, though, as
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Yeah, I think so. That's probably the more likely choice here.
Well, Imperial, you know, these are both some pretty standard openers in the current meta, right? You got your Bat Rider. Who doesn't love having Bat Rider? Yeah, you give away the Oracle, but that's fine, I'm sure. Kind of interesting they ban out the Nature's Prophet in the first phase. That's a little intense.
Yeah, I would say so, too.
That must be like a scrim or something. I mean, I know
Because Imperial
some
didn't play it
people have
last
been
series. They didn't touch the Nature's Prophet last series, so there's not like they're not going off of anything that we've seen anyway with Imperial.
No, I've seen them pick it like second phase, with like especially with Drow strats. I
Right.
know they're up for it, but I'm still surprised to see it banned out in the first phase. That's some major respect right there.
It is interesting. It is certainly interesting.
Dire
I mean, we've seen
team
teams pick up Nature's Prophet before. We saw, I think, 2 teams pick it up back in Northern Arena. But this is definitely a hero that he's not in the best place right now, but he can be used well enough. Imperial will go ahead and they won't be able to grab it. Escape pick up Keeper
10
of the Light for
seconds
themselves, which
remaining.
used to be picked up a lot more the past couple of weeks. Like, it was picked
5
up almost every
seconds
game, I feel like.
remaining.
And it's kind of, I don't want to say it's fallen off, but I haven't seen it as much.
I
as
think
previously.
Reserve
it's
time.
probably because for the most part, Drow drafts are tending to ban out the Keep of the Light as well.
Right.
Whereas now in this situation, it gets let through. And Keep of the Light's just so fantastic against Drow drafts because obviously Drows bounce around the whole idea, giving your team all this extra physical damage. And Keep of the Light just presses R, throws out that big blind, and then, you know, all your physical damage is just like out the window. You get that huge miss chance coming out. And oh, okay, I gotta say, so Abaddon, first off, I love this hero. And last night, I was actually theory so I was watching something. I was like, people should pick Abaddon versus Keep of the Light.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we do this more often? Because you throw that aphotic shield on someone, immediately purge off that blind.
Yeah, that's I don't think it purges off mana leak,
10
does it? Because
seconds
that'd be
remaining.
broken almost.
Yeah, no, it does.
It does?
that too.
Are
Yeah,
you
man.
serious?
Yeah, Baden's the hero,
5
dude.
It is the
seconds
hero
remaining.
then, because that mana leak is one of the most annoying parts of Keeper of the Light right now, currently. A Baden's
Reserve
Aphotic
time.
Shield, listen, it's pretty freaking good, all right?
And they already have life. Oh man, this is nice too.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of
So,
this trend.
Yeah, so he'll take off the lasso. They have false promise for the lasso too.
Damn, dude. Yeah,
and
they're
then
all
obviously,
set. Now, what role do you think this is going to be in? I think 4 or 3.
I would
coming
say
out for him.
4
Okay,
probably.
all right.
That is one issue though, because now you're rocking. At least if we assume it's going to be the 4, that means it's probably going to be another melee hero on the offlane, right? So you're
Right.
missing out on a little bit of that drow bonus damage, but maybe they'll run the core of Baden. Obviously not something we see too often outside of NA, and not for a while either.
My question is then, what do you pick for the offlaner? Like, what do you go for? I mean, let's see what's available still. Do you go for the Slaughter perhaps in the offlane?
Oh, they might do Weaver and just
Ah.
do the combination, right?
Ah, yes.
And then get like an offlane with the Aphotic Shield.
They do pick up the Earth Spirit, though, with the Silence, which is fairly good against something like a Weaver. I don't think that will stop Imperial from picking it if they want to. I'm down for the offlane Weaver. I don't know if they're going to go for it. They might go for something more stable or more standard, I suppose. But we'll see.
Yeah.
10 seconds
Plenty
remaining.
of time.
You'd have to go, yeah. Then you probably need like a Puck and a Weaver or something if you were
5
going to do that at
seconds
that point,
remaining.
honestly.
Yeah.
Which then you're like kind of all in. It would be strong though. You'd have a lot of
Reserve
nice
time.
elements for your whole lineup, but
I also like Puck with Drow Ranger as well.
yeah, Puck's a pretty fantastic hero in all scenarios. The only thing with Puck is that you really do kind of give yourself that timing. Like
Yes.
the hero going later in the game obviously falls off quite a bit, and already your Drow lineup, like you have a tendency for that to happen anyway.
Oh, Trent, you're just
I know.
when the
Turn to
draft call
ban.
is just right.
When it's just right, when it's so good.
Yeah, that's I always seem to be impressed by your calls, but I don't know why. You do this a lot. this
Yeah.
this is something
I
you're
try,
pretty
I
good
try,
at.
guys. You know.
10
Take a bow,
seconds
Trent. Take a
remaining.
bow.
Thank you, thank you.
All right,
That's
we have
dope,
the
dude.
pick. Yeah, though. I mean, this is great.
5
I'm a fan of this
seconds
by
remaining.
Imperial.
Oh. This is where it loses, though. Like, I always find this. Whenever I
10
call the draft, I'm like, oh, this would be so good. And, like, I feel like it's going to work, then they always lose. Because, you know.
That's not on
5
you, Trent.
seconds
You can't listen.
I swear,
not
I'm
your
not telling
fault.
them, guys. It's not my
This is-
fault.
this is some,
Reserve team ban.
This is some
That's a
Goodwill
nice
hunting.
band,
This is
too.
Some Goodwill Hunting shit. It's not your fault, Trent. It's not your fault.
K was the hero, I think.
Yes.
That was good. That's actually better
That
than
is
Puck in a
very-
lot of
yeah,
ways.
That is that. Now looking at it, I think I had forgotten about it, but that is a very good band as well. Yeah.
10
I,
seconds.
Man, he's all over the place right now. I saw him like quite a few Summit games. People
Really?
are picking up the DK. He's starting to
5
get some
seconds
love.
remaining.
He's like that hero that you don't expect to be picked so often, but all of it, like he's like he's just a good hero to
Reserve
grab
time.
in this situation, you know. So yeah, I mean, DK gonna be banned out. That is gonna leave some other options here for Imperial. Escape. What do they need? They're mid laner more than likely, unless they send the Bat Rider there, which at this point is probably
Yeah.
not going to happen.
I would probably ban Tinker just because.
Oh,
Oh, they'll ban the
that
Alk.
Alk is a fine
Same
choice.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've seen how much teams have struggled against the Alchemists, Egypt. But, you know, it's just a good ban overall. Imperial, they have a pick. I didn't actually see that last series yesterday with EG and Wings. I don't know what they won with.
10
but
seconds remaining.
Sorry, for which series?
EG versus Wings, because I was saying how much trouble that EG has with
5
Alchemists.
seconds remaining.
Oh, yeah. The bane of E EG.
All right, there weren't any Alchemists picked up by Wings, so that's good.
Reserve
That's
time.
good. That's why they won, I bet. Just kidding. But in
So,
all seriousness, the last couple picks coming out. 38 seconds for Imperial. We talked about the Puck. Any other options here coming out for you, Trent?
So DK basically would have given you like a ton of push, and it would have made that whole like snowball idea pretty easy. But the Drow and the Weaver do already offer a lot of push, so I think the Puck is still a decent potential here. The Mirana's also she was first phase banned. Well, she's not there.
She is not there.
I like the control element of Puck because they're missing a lot of control right now. They basically have none. They have Drow Silence,
That's true.
and Fortune's End.
Fortune's
so
End is not a very
10
good lockdown when it's
seconds.
like your
No.
only lockdown. Like, it's good, but... All right, there we go. So that is a
Ooh.
mid-Weaver then, or
Escape
Drow, one of the two.
Gaming's
Yeah, one or
turn
the
to
other.
pick.
Yeah, I think it's more than likely mid-Weaver. I mean, it's been picked more than mid-Drow has, and mid-Drow is very susceptible to ganks, easy to kill, easy to bring down, even with these heroes for Escape Gaming. Weaver, a bit easier in that mid lane. Depending on the matchup here, he still might have a bit of a rough
10
time.
seconds remaining.
Geminate will help him CS. Shikuchi to a certain extent. Base damage
5
might be a little bit
seconds
low early
remaining.
on in the game. And his animation is a bit slow, depending on who they pick.
yeah, it's kind of
Reserve
funny. I
time.
heard DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Tinker.
Yeah.
So I heard DC talking a lot about the Midweaver and how that's probably a thing. So I don't know. At least that was the rumor mill a while back. That was like a few weeks ago, but it kind of makes sense. So we'll see if that's how they want to run it. I haven't seen a Baby Knight Weaver before. I don't know if that's the way they've run it before. But we'll see. Tinker, I don't think it's gonna abuse. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. I have seen Baby Knight take the Drow to the mid. Actually, that might make sense too.
Against
but...
a Tinker? You think?
Oh, I don't know. I think
feel like
either
that's really
hero's not gonna
susceptible-
punish him. So
Yeah, I don't know. That seems. I feel like he's really susceptible to ganks. Just like you get one heat-seeking missiles and a laser, and then like a rolling boulder, and then the Drow Ranger's just dead because she has no freaking HP. I don't know. I like the idea from Imperial. I like what they're doing with their draft, but this is going to be interesting. Escape come
10
out. They have
seconds
Koikwa's
remaining.
favored Tinker. I mean, this guy's played
Yeah.
this hero a ton. Koikwa, one of the most
5
individually
seconds
skilled players in this mid lane for EU players overall. This is not an easy matchup for Imperial.
I guess I would have banned the Tinker over the Alk, honestly. Like, not only are they so good at the Tinker, but I think it works better with the Bat Rider. I think it works better with the Keep of the Light. I think you head Slardar and all this minus armor anyway. Like, you head the Bane of Alchemist, right? You head all this minus armor shit.
This is not an easy
So, no. Not digging that so much. Yeah, I just like the Tinker pick. I think it makes a lot of sense. Classic Escape. I'm sure they saw it coming from Imperial as well. So they just need to beat out the clock, right?
Well, easier said than
Interesting.
done. It's not like there's a lot of, it's not like Escape take forever to come online and then then they can start fighting. You have a Lifestealer, even Tinker can come online pretty early on, even with just Boots of Travel and like a Soul Ring in a bottle. So it's not like they don't have any early game fighting potential for Escape. So Imperial are going to have to fight into a Lifestealer, who will probably get pretty good farm, I would imagine. I do like Imperial's support duo, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough for them this game.
Well, it is very greedy too, right?
Right.
Like, how is Rise going to get enough levels to be impactful? Like, what's his
It's gotta have
goal
like,
going to
dual
be?
lane, off lane, maybe? Would that get you enough experience? I'm not even
I
sure if it
think
would.
that's how they probably will end up laning with the Slardar, but we'll see what items he's got. Yeah, he's going to head bottom for now, but at the same time, Era
Era,
should be able to
yeah.
scout out this ward.
There is a smoke for Abaddon. It will be broken right now, and Rise cannot get that ward down. Era TPing in. It's just this. You've seen this more and more commonly as we've progressed through Dota 2 and this patch. It's just every time you think that there's going to be somebody coming to your lane and putting a ward down with a TP, you just do the same thing. You counter that by just TPing yourself. Yes, it's a waste of money for Era potentially or whatever, whoever bought the TPs for it. But he stops the ward from getting down, and really that's all you could ask for Escape at this point.
Yeah, it's just worth it in the end.
Yep. Anyway, some other wards have been placed down. We have this one aggressively put on the opposite side of the Dire River. Just got to get some nice vision and scout out really pretty much any rotation. You can see what kind of vision it actually gets you up to this tower. And with that, looks like we will see a top rune engagement for Imperial and then bottom rune coming out
30
for Escape
seconds
Gaming.
to
They can
battle.
even rotate this, but I don't think they want to fight early on with a Tinker. I don't think really any team wants either team wants to fight. But that's going to be that. We're going to just see how this lane's progress. Trixie will be in the offlane solo, it looks to be. We have both supports. The Yapsor will be roaming around more than likely in the air spirit. One for a Quelling Blade, interestingly enough. Which is surprising to me. Is he going to try to use some shenanigans?
He must be doing some shenanigans over here. He has cut through here, so I guess that's probably for his coddle, to do juggling stuff,
yes.
I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
Begins.
Blasting through here.
That's the Quelling Blade, so that means he won't have that Orb of Venom, or Windlace, which either of them is the standard choice
Okay.
for spirits coming out.
So they are gonna do a little bit of the aggressive stuff here, it seems.
Yeah,
Send the
Rise is
Weaver
coming
down
on.
bottom,
Rise
trying to
is on
abuse
play.
with the Abaddon.
Yep. And this is what
This was the old classic, right?
Yeah.
This was, you throw the Aphotic Shield on the Weaver, you can dive off lane tower, sometimes you get a
patch was
Treant
that?
Protector in there too. I don't know, that was a long time ago.
That was like TI4, maybe, Ariel? Maybe right after TI4? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was a while back, but it was like OD was super OP, Treant
Yeah,
Protector was
yeah.
OP, and it was just like Weavers and ODs diving towers with Aphotic Shields and living armor.
All right,
It was pretty exciting because there were a lot of like early dives.
Era is taking a lot of damage. Does Ace have a Blightstone? He doesn't even have a Blightstone. He's still going to work on him. Shikuchi, Era is sitting low. He's got a salve. There was no miscoil from Abaddon. He does have the Aphotic Shield, but already you can see this is a pretty tough lane. They will have the Illuminate coming out doing a lot of damage to Ace. Does he have a salve for himself? Absolutely does. So both of these heroes will probably have to back up and heal, and we'll see how that goes. And then the top lane, Trixie. This is not an easy lane for him, although he does have a lot of stacks up under the slaughter. 6, in fact. But he could get stunned. He can get brought down with Fortune's End if he's not careful.
It's neat how they've done this too, right? Because they had the Weaver up top at first, but once they figured out what they were up to on the side of Escape, they would like if you can imagine if you had Weaver Oracle, you could basically shut out Trixie completely because he has no kill potential up against a Weaver and Oracle. But then you're sending Slardar, Abaddon down bottom, and they felt like double melees up against Keeper of the Light plus Lifestealer probably wouldn't have worked out too well. So instead, having the Weaver down here, being able to abuse the Fox Shield a little bit better, it's just going to give them like they'll sacrifice that ability to farm on the Batrider and like hand a little bit over to him to give a little bit more shutdown onto the Lifestealer. And yeah, I mean overall Weaver's also going to farm less in this scenario too, so interesting how they're valuing that.
We'll have to see how it does progress here in this landing phase. Things could get pretty bad for Imperial, perhaps. You already have Baby Knight being a little bit behind that of the Tinker, which I guess is no real surprise or shock. The problem with a Drow Ranger early on is you have some okay damage, but your animation is pretty low, and then you have to deal with the blind as well from the laser from Koifa, which he's already used a couple of times. Rise will deny himself to Roshan in the meantime. Meanwhile, top lane, you have the Slithering Crush. It might be enough damage. There's the Purifying
nice.
Flames, and that will save him. Actually, Noya, he goes down to the tower. He got the salve off, but it wasn't in time, and Trixie somehow baits him into a death.
Yeah,
And
that
it's gonna
Fairy
be
Fire,
split.
dude.
Yeah, that was a really good Fairy Fire. He would have
Oh, mid lane.
go
Baby Knight.
on the Drow Ranger Baby Knight. Looks like he's okay. He'll back up.
Yeah, no
He did
Orb
have
of
a Fairy
Venom.
Fire for himself as well, and they also have the rotation from Noya, who just respawned. Purifying Flames will heal him back up eventually. Throw 2 on him and just get him going.
I gotta say, this is generally considered an issue when your Tinker is getting ganks. Like, if you're up against a Tinker and he's getting ganks into his lane and you just do not have the heroes to do anything against his Tinker, and it's Koikfa, I would be seriously concerned for Imperial right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they saw the Tinker coming, and I know they went for this, like, double defensive support kind of a style, but, like, their group-up moment, they are so all in this draft. No
Just
Trixie
Slithering
top
Crush.
lane.
Will he finally die this time? The answer to that question is yes. Hessa Joe will still take some tower hits, but he will survive. And that will be your first blood. So even though Noya dies to the tower and he does split up his gold, that is still a first blood going for your Oracle, so he gets back into the game after that engagement. You're absolutely right about that Tinker, by the way. I mean, he's getting essentially free farm right now, to be honest with you. So,
And have they been stacking too, or no, they haven't. He did that cut, but hasn't made any use of it yet.
Maybe later. We'll wait and see. I mean, right at this point, he's doing pretty well. Meanwhile, Firefly coming out. Hessa Joe has to back away. Has stick charges, but only 3 of them. Went for the Orb of Venom. Level 4. His farm, 18 last hits. He's doing well, but he's going to have to back up and away for now. 4-minute rune is coming, and it looks like top rune spot will be taken by Koikfa. It will be a bounty rune, which of course leaves the haste rune down to the bottom. Rune spot. Abaddon's like, I don't really want this. I guess I could take it. I don't have curse. It's fine. Wraparound gank coming in from the Apster, though. We know what he can accomplish on this type of hero. Rolling Boulder could come through. Baby Knight sitting pretty close to the right side of the tower. He probably saw the
Oh,
rotation
Rise
from the
haste rune on
Apster.
Courier. Oh, he didn't go for it.
He still
Wow.
is going for a Cinderine right now. An Aphotic Shield or Mistcoil will do the job, and it will. Easy solo kill. I was mentioning, oh, his bad's not going to be able to do much with this, but now he finds a solo kill on Cinderine, which, by the way, probably, I don't know if it's more important than the Courier, but it certainly is more important for him.
Yeah, I mean, he can't guarantee. He probably thought there was like a haste up on the Courier or something, so he didn't just go for it, but... Yeah, and this, again, this pressure down the bottom lane, like, this Keeper of the Light, he wants to be over here right now, right? I think they thought they were going to get the matchup of the Lifestealer versus the Slardar, and they would just, like, have the 1v1, and they'd sacrifice, like, allowing the Slardar to get a little bit to let Coddle get full jungling potential down here, hence why they were cutting it open there with the Earth Spirit, but then with them bringing down this pressure, Cinderines down here in the bottom lane, now he's, like, not even level 3 yet.
I mean, Ace now, we thought he might not get the most farm. He's got 25 CS. He's tied with Koikfa. He will take a Illuminate. Shukuchi's away.
Oh, he just got Mana Leak now, too, though. This is level 3, finally.
Remember, the Baden is not here any longer. He rotated mid, and Rise is trying to help out Baby Knight. So there's no Aphotic Shield to help him. You can see Ace will take some hits. No Mana Leak coming out yet from Cinderine, but there still is that damage. Meanwhile, top lane, Hessa Joe, Rolling Boulder in. You have the Boulder Smash as well. Fortune's End, Fairy fires up. He will survive. Unless they have a Rolling Boulder, but it looks like time cooldown for 5 seconds here. Hessa Joe backing away. 15 wand charges. Trixie still coming in. Hessa Joe, Slithering Crush not going to hit. Still has 17 wand charges to the max now. But Noya looks like he's going to be the one that's going to die here.
They have a kick,
Noya
too.
swiftly dodged it. He's still in trouble, however. Firefly is done. Slithering Crush, this time it will hit, and Rise is nearby. Mistcoil. Fortune Dead. Can Trixie get the kill? No. Rise rotates up a great TP, and now Yapster has to run. He does it 3 seconds, and he's bringing the creep wave with him. Hessa Joe, Slithering Crush not there in time. Rolling Boulder across, and Yapster will survive, but unfortunately for the Batrider, he will not.
Yeah, that was way too deep. Like,
Yes.
I understand the whole idea, because Trixie got a really nice sticky napalm right after the Fortune's End. Like, the second it hit, he got another one on. And so he was like, okay, I can chase over the trees. I'll get a secondary one. But then he had to just get another one stack on the slider. And then they're still diving. And a little bit too YOLO there, boys.
Absolutely. They'll pay for it with their life, at least Trixie's life. In the mid lane, you have to look again at Baby Knight and Koikva's CS. I was just looking. 36 for Koikva, 17 for Baby Knight. That's just... And that's to be expected, I feel like, with this type of matchup. It'll get easier now that he has marksmanship. He has 2 Wraith Bands, but it's still not an easy lane by any means for Baby Knight.
No, it's a pretty difficult life. He just has no help, right? Like, there are no supports. They're going to be able to come and help you out. Yeah, they can TP and save you if you get dove, but no aggressive potential whatsoever.
Yapzor sitting in the sidelines. Amplify damage up for Trixie. He does need to be careful. No lasso for him yet. They're going to try to dive this sprint. There's the Fortune's End coming out, but here we go. Yapzor was about to walk in. Might have been spotted, might not have been. It looks like they don't know. Trixie's still taking a lot of damage. Wow, he just dies to Purifying Flames and an auto attack. Noah's like, easy. Yapzor walks out, and he gets the silence off so he can actually get back home. Good boulder smash away. Slithering Crest was actually used as he boulder smashed him, which was pretty cool. But he'll just walk back, and that's it.
Oh,
Now
bottom
down
lane.
bottom lane. You have Ace going into Era. Era luckily able to survive. Synderen low in HP and mana. The courier coming out. I don't know if they see it. Looks like Era does have a salve. Uh-oh, that's a bit troublesome for Imperial, but they're still chasing after Synderen. Chikuchi not there in time. Look at that damage from Ace. With a Geminate attack, auto attack, he just almost blows him away from half health.
Yeah, I mean, we see the support Weaver work with this, right? From Lil, just with the Drought Aura.
Era, not sure that was the play. He does have Rage. There's a TP coming in. Ace taking a lot of damage. No time lapse. Now we get silenced. Boulder smash. Good miscoil. Chikuchi away. He can turn on air if he wants to. Fairy Fire from Rise. No borrowed time coming out. They'll both live. Very good rotation from Yapzor, but they cannot secure a kill off the back end of it.
Yeah, a little greedy going for the open wounds on the Weaver. Like, pretty low chance play in a lot of ways. Obviously, if they get the kill, it's huge, but probably could have guaranteed the kill in the Abaddon, you'd imagine. But maybe they didn't notice he was so low on mana.
Koikva has an Invis rune. He does use his laser. He's also up to Boots of Travel and 50 gold, Trent, which is 8.5 minutes Boots of Travel. Pretty good timing, all things considered.
Pretty good timing, yeah. He's 1,000 gold, pretty much above anyone else.
He doesn't have a soul ring, so, you know, whatever, but still. Meanwhile, wraparound game. Yapzor finds the boulder smash. The sounds came in, but now there's the cuss coming out. Yapzor, he doesn't have rolling boulder. He doesn't have the mana for it. Purifying Flames, Fortune's End. Yapzor has gone in too far. One more auto attack. Now he's got the rolling boulder. He might be able to get out of this alive. Might deny himself rolling boulder into the tree line. TP Scroll's not there.
Oh, he's got the Quelling Blade.
He's really trying to deny himself, but Noah looks like he might find him.
Oh, wrong tree.
Purifying Flames is there. He just didn't go for the creeps. He thought he could get away, perhaps deny himself a little bit later, but he does end up giving a kill back to that Oracle. Rip. Rip indeed.
5-1 now. I mean, they're getting the kill snowball for sure, and the Tinker's way up there, but then the next 3 heroes are all dire, so...
Right.
Oh, top lane. These guys are chilling a little close to each other. Oh, he missed the next napalm. This is bad.
So Baby Knight, he is pretty much on par with the Lifestealer. CS-wise, he's sitting at 35. Again, they Tinker's up to 55, which we've already talked about. He's doing very well. Baby Knight does have 1,000 gold. But like you said, you do have the Tinker at the top of the net worth chart, but everybody else is for Imperial. They have all these kills going their way.
Oh, look at this. This ward behind the tower spots quick for rotating in.
That is a huge ward placement, and also something that maybe Escape should have known, given how aggressive that Imperial were playing. But they're still not. They're gonna
probably
walk up.
know now.
Do they not know that he's here?
No, they know. They're like baiting. They don't want to like give away that they have the ward, but they should both know.
There's the swarm coming in. The mana leak was taken. Actually, he used it afterwards. Meanwhile, Era taking some serious heavy hits from Ace and almost dies to it as well. The Infest was there. He had Rage, not that he needed it. He's gonna Infest inside the Dark Troll Summoner. It looks like the Yapzor finds himself a kill. Hesta Joe's gonna fall. Noy, they've dived too deep in this top lane. He does have the False Promise. Won't use it on himself. We'll try maybe now.
Deny the rune.
No, it's a double kill for Yapzor. Nice plays. Was not expecting that fight to happen top lane. Looks like Imperial just dove too deep, and that's a lot of gold and experience going their way. I mean, Hesta Joe going down especially. That's a big problem for Imperial.
Yeah, it felt like they almost were trying to punish the rotation of the Tinker, and we're like, okay, now we can like dive the bat right at top, but obviously it's a Tinker, so he's just gonna rearm and make his presence known at the top lane, throw the laser, and get the kill anyway. So pretty deep dive, not paying off at all there for Imperial.
Right.
And Tinker continues his snowball.
Yes, Baby Knight will get some farm in the meantime, so too will Ace. He's down bottom again. Robotic Shield will take off the mana leak, but all of his mana is already gone, so unfortunate. Illuminate blocked by range drop, which now, of course, he doesn't have any. Look at the damage on Synderen. Mana Leak, oh, perfect time because that Shikuchi. Synderen still might die here. Geminate, will it do enough damage? Oh my God. That's 4 hits for Weaver. That is 4 hits for Weaver, and he almost dies because of it. Dear Lord.
Man, Ace is one disciplined dude.
Yeah.
I would have dove
I would
that.
have dove that too. I would have just gone in. Luckily, Synderen does pick himself up a tome, so now he'll have his level 6, which means he also has Blinding Light, which if he's getting chased down by Ace, he pretty much needs it. Because as you saw, he takes enough hits, and he's going to die very quickly. So that won't be the case. Meanwhile, Radiant Scan, they're going to try to find Baby Knight here, and the Gust, can it come in time? It cannot. Heat-seeking missiles, the lasers, the magnetize, that is a dead Baby Knight.
That's a big kill.
It's huge.
Very big kill. Like, everything was actually looking so good for Imperial over the last little while now, just because, like, although they fed those, like, double kills up top, the Slider is really farmed. Like, Hesa Joe has a lot of gold.
What is he sitting at?
Like, he's more than Era, dude.
Mana Leak coming out, Hesa Joe is like, I'll just stand here. I'll just take an eliminate to the face. I sprint up, we'll do some extra damage, but whatever.
Yeah, get some Tranquil Boots, who cares?
I'll regen eventually.
Dire's
Down
middle
bottom,
tower
Rise
is
getting
under
chased by
attack.
Era or vice versa. Ace continuing to... So this bottom lane, we talked about the aggressive dial lane. I think it's been very successful. They might not have gotten the most kills on Era, but I think they've done a very good job here, Trent.
Oh yeah, they shut down his farm quite a bit. He's not just free farming. He wasn't able to abuse like hard camps or anything like that. The Keeper of the Light wasn't able to jungle. Synderen's level 6 now, but of course you don't even get your ulti at 6 for the most part on Coddles, so he's still not that scary. That blind won't be coming to effect. Only 2 points in the
I
Illuminate.
thought he might have gotten it because of how much damage he's been taking from some of these cores, but he doesn't go for it. Anyway.
Yeah, I think you need that acceleration of the Illuminate too, and I don't think he wants to sacrifice points for that. Trixie, he'll be okay.
Top lane, there's a bit of a dive. Hesa Joe, Mana Leak coming out. He's going to get stunned. Here's the heat-seeking missiles, rolling boulder in. Hesa Joe in trouble. Good Fate's Edict.
Oh, nice.
Now they get the stun on two. The silence before the lasso's up. Hesa Joe will turn. He'll use his Slithering Crush. They're going to come in with Ace. He wants Trixie. Amp damage is up, and with an auto attack, he'll find the kill. Meanwhile, March is doing a lot. Time lapse out. Still, Yapzor about to fall. He will survive. Illuminate doesn't hit Rise. Just narrowly avoids it by being a bit further away. In the end, it's a support for your Trixie offlane Batrider. A very important kill, and it stops him from getting that Blink Dagger again.
That's all on that Fate's Edict, too. That was really nicely played. That whole fight could have been so much worse if it wasn't for Noya getting that good timing off, just sacrificing his own life for Hesa Joe. Keep him rolling towards that Blink Dagger.
Yep.
Like, if he died right there, that would have been awful.
So, you talked about a timing for Imperial. How close are we getting to that timing for them?
Oh, we're there, baby. It's like, basically, Blink Dagger's up on Slardar, smoke, get a kill, go into Roche, get Aegis, push down into the bottom. Yeah, take this whole area of the map, ward it up, take control, deny the farm from the Tinker. Probably keep a ward in your own jungle to keep an eye on him up here, and then just stop the split push across the map.
That is a lot of things to do on his checklist, to be fair.
I mean, that's a Drow draft, though. That's like you got to hit that timing, and you got to go hard. You can't make a single mistake, but it is super powerful, right? Like, there's a reason why it's still such a nice pick, even though it's a little bit complicated.
The sentry's there in time. Rolling boulder, they find the silence. He is dead. No, the false promise comes out. The laser's there. It still might be enough damage to magnetize on top of it. I think Ace may very well fall heal. No, he actually is fine. Baby Knight now turning around, getting a kill. Yapzor will fall. What a false promise from Noya. That was insane. And now Koikma's going to fall. They get off the amp damage. They don't even need the Slithering Crush. 3 dead. And they find the 4th with Ace diving, killing Synderen. Wow. That's all that it takes. Noya hitting an amazing false promise. Are you kidding me?
Damn, dude. This guy's an Oracle player.
He
He even had, like, Purify Flames off cooldown while the Weaver was still a false promise. He wasn't even, like, healing him more. I think he just got the Fate's Edict off fast enough as well that so much heal. And now, again, another pick here? Possibly?
They got all 5. It's Era. I mean, listen, that is the type of fight that pretty much wins you the game. They killed 4. They lost nothing. They got a Tier 1 tower top. And look at the net worth graph just drop from 0 to a 2,000 advantage, probably to 3,000 by the time this thing updates. That is an insane engagement, Trent. That's just nuts.
It puts you at a point now that Escape need to make some, like, cataclysm, like, massive play here, I guess, like, right? Because if you don't, you do just lose. Flowchart Dodo begins for the Dire. You just head to Roche, get an Aegis. Pretty much it. Take towers.
You are exactly right. I mean, what you talked about with what Imperial need to do with the next couple of moments, I said it was a bit of a long checklist, but now it looks easier and easier for them as they get that advantage. Yes, they didn't kill Arrow, so he's able to get up his armlet, but they do kill some important heroes, including the Koi Tinker, and now the Weaver's tied up with him. Quick could have been, if that was a good fight for him, he could have been at his Blink Dagger now. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. And so, you maybe farm a little bit longer for Imperial, but you start moving around the map, you start finding kills, and you start finding that Roshan, and among other things. This is not going to be easy for Escape from here on out, Trent.
That's pretty much all on Quake's shoulders. And then Cinder, and a guy who traditionally doesn't get a lot of farm in this squad, I think he needs to put some pretty big plays in this game, right? Like, a lot of split push needs to come out from him. He needs to be putting pressure on the other side of the map a lot of the time. So, Gross time, no surprise. Don't think Escape will be able to contest this. I mean, if they look at their map right now, like, they've had wards up here. They haven't seen anyone come down. They're probably fully aware that they're in the Roche pit.
Yeah. But there's not anything we can do about it.
No.
With amplified damage, with Ace and Flight Stones, yeah, they have too much to deal with in terms of taking Roche. Why does this do this? My assisted camera's freaking broken. Anyway.
Oh, Lincoln Sphere, too.
Oh, I know what it is. Hold on a second. One moment. There we go. All right.
Well, good luck, Escape. That's pretty much the point they're at right now,
they
right?
do get the Blink
Dire's
Dagger,
top
which
tower
is
is under
very
attack.
important. However, he might get caught bottom. Swarm's gonna almost hit. He blinks into the tree line.
I mean, the one thing is they have one stun, right?
Right, he's not going to be caught very... If they had like a Bat Rider with Lasso or something, then maybe it's easier. But you're right. This is where it gets
Dire's
trickier
top
for
tower is
Imperial.
under
The
attack.
amount that
Yeah.
he can move around. You might want to start putting those high ground wards up in the sides of the map. The ones I'm talking about, the wards here and down the bottom lane. That
Well, it's
might
also
be-
kind of
Top
funny,
tower has fallen.
because for Escape, it's like, basically their warding just needs to be like kind of in this area, because all they want to do is know where Hetsa Joe is. So if they can see which lanes he's rotating through all those different paths, Tinker can just go to the other ones and be 100% safe, because they literally can't stop him from TPing out. Like, I don't think they'd have the damage. I mean, unless there was like all four heroes other than Slider were standing there right-clicking him and throwing up Purifying Flames, he might die. But other than that, he's kind of invincible.
I mean, it comes down to him making a mistake, right? That's essentially how you kill him.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, they're just pinging every time the Slider is seen. Like, you saw right there, they just ping mid. They're like, oh wait, Slider's mid.
Oh, that was dirty.
Radiant's middle tower has
Nice
been
blink deny
denied.
Trixie. Impressive stuff. Top lane, Ace, sentries up. Doesn't have the Aegis. There's the Lincoln Sphere being broken. They have the silence. Can he get the time lapse off? No, he cannot. The Infest Bomb is there.
Joe.
Very important kill coming out for Escape. They set that up for a long time. Meanwhile, Drow Ranger gusting up and almost bringing down the Bat Rider, but doesn't have enough damage. Baby Knight, no force available. The Hurricane Flag gets up to 7. Heat seeking him. They're going to lose the Aegis. Perhaps they're going to lose more. He can force himself away in 1 second. Can he make it out in time? They're pretty speedy. Boulder Smash. There's the Aegis gone, but here comes Hesta Joe. All of the team coming in with the exception of the Weaver. They'll lay down the marks of machines, but Baby Knight will get out. It's just the Aegis. Yes, they might have wanted that actual kill. That's still a lot. They get the Weaver kill, they get the Aegis, and now Escape saying, listen, you guys can make some mistakes. We can get back into this game. That one fight top lane is not enough for you.
Yeah, they got to be a little bit cautious. Nice little pickup there for Imperial as well. Once those missiles came out, when the Tinker rotated in, they hit Hesta Joe over here, so they immediately dewarded that cliff. So Escape lose a lot of valuable information now. It's going to be harder to keep track of Hesta Joe. It means there's riskier stuff for Quakefa. Like, he can't guarantee he's safe in situations like this
Dire's
now.
bottom tower is under attack.
So we might see him go down at some point, but for now he's okay. And a single fight like that does open up a lot of breathing room here for Escape. Imperial losing the Aegis, now it's not as easy for them to just 5-man Dota, push down a lane, but they have to do that at some point. They might even need like bots on some people.
Yeah. This game is getting harder and harder, I feel, for Imperial. Net worth graph is now back up to about 2,000 instead of the 3,000 advantage they had. This game is going to slow down a fair bit, I feel, as Koikwa continues to push out. Looks like he's going for the Aether Lens. Ward has not spotted him. That's an Observer Ward for the Radiant team.
May the drow
Just back to farming, essentially. Drow does pick up the Hurricane Flag, as we talked about. Aegis is gone, obviously, and now the next item we don't know. 1,400 gold for him. The Echo Saber being picked up for the Lifestealer. You'd like to see this a couple minutes earlier for Era, but at least he's getting it, and he's starting to get a little bit bigger and bigger.
Yeah, he had a really rough start. I mean, he got his phase boots like after Armlet this game. It's one of those games where just like in the jungle desperately trying to get into an armlet so you can do things in fights, and he couldn't even like chase down this Weaver and stuff. I don't. They need like Yules or something. It's just kind of awkward because they don't have good heroes to even buy stuns. Like Drow obviously isn't gonna buy like a Basher or anything like that. This isn't some melee core. Same thing with your Weaver. They just don't have any way. If there's no Slider, they can't kill Tinker.
Gus on Cinderin is more than likely dead. They also have the observer ward up on the high ground, which Synderen might have been trying to de-ward. This is probably one of the most. This is the ward I was talking about. This is one of the most important wards you can have against the Tinker. You might want to put it down bottom as well.
Yep.
In like this area, like over here somewhere.
Yeah, some of these cliff wards.
Yeah. Very important ward to bring down a Tinker. Now they don't necessarily have to rely on a hero being around. They just have to have the vision from the ward, and we'll see if Koikfa gets himself caught there. He could play pretty smart. I'm not sure if he would go up that far. We'll wait and see. Anyway, what else is going on, Trent? What items are coming out here?
Well, nothing that cancels TPs. So
Which
that's the main issue right now. Like,
for Imperial,
what are you gonna
that
do?
might
Buy
not
like
ever
a
happen.
Yules on your Abaddon or something? It's just. It's an awkward game,
You know,
man.
I'm okay with
I wouldn't
that.
even be surprised if Noya bought one.
Yeah, Yule Scepter for an Oracle. He's got like enough money. He's 1,800 gold. He's getting close anyway. And he's gonna save up for X, guys. That's the play. You buy X on your Oracle.
Radiant's bottom
No,
tower
There you go.
is under
Get the
attack.
real damage going.
Dire's
Maybe,
middle tower
but
is under attack.
for now, like you said, it's just there's a severe lack of catch, and there was that timing, and that timing still exists for Imperial, but because Koikfa has been doing pretty well, they got that kill on the Weaver. This game gets a bit harder. Tier 1 tower is essentially going to fall. Air will right quickly. Rise will rotate in, but he can't do anything. He's only got Arcanes and 900 gold. Not a very good game for him in terms of itemization. He's ahead of Synderen, though, by a pretty wide margin. Trixie's coming out top. Baby Knight. Oh, Lasso's Thorn Crush not there in time, but I don't know about this Lasso. However, here comes the Oracle, or excuse me, the Tinker.
Oh,
Staff
surprise.
false promise, but he actually force stabs himself into the opposing team of the Lifestealer as well as Synderen, which is unfortunate. We have a bit of a pause.
Yeah, I was wondering because Yapsor just like wasn't casting spells. Like, there were just like heroes next to him, but he wasn't kicking stones. And I was like, what is Yapsor doing?
Luckily
But
enough
he
for
was
him,
DC'd.
I don't think they're gonna miss out on it. Maybe they'll miss out on the Slaughter kill, but they will almost certainly kill Baby Knight. He's not gonna get away.
Yeah, do they see
He's
Noya?
mid-
No,
he's
they
mid-
don't see
he's
Noya.
mid-gust cast, so unless Lifestealer gets the rage off, maybe they can do something.
Nah, he's super dead.
I mean, I'm trying to be positive here, Trent. I mean, yes, he's almost certainly dead.
He's like deader than Abraham Lincoln. But that's how dead he
Can he
is.
TP out right now?
I'm pretty sure.
Nope.
Yeah, there's the kick.
Rolling.
We're fine.
That would have been
Noya.
amazing. That would have been impressive. Uh-oh. Noya is too far up. I don't know why they stayed. He's probably dead here. Boulder Smash and an auto attack will bring him down.
Radiant's
Yes, you do have the
bottom
Weaver
tower
split
is under
pushing, but
attack.
he doesn't have his
Radiant
Desolator, so it's not going as
structures
quickly as he could. He has a Dragonlance, by the way. No boots either, which, whatever.
Yeah, he's been bootless the whole game. What a clown.
I mean, that's just like, oh.
I'm not a fan of that build. I don't know.
Me neither.
I like the boots. But it is a slot. That's the more important thing.
You're not
really.
Shikuchi to every. I mean, there's a very long uptime for Shikuchi, but it's not. Oh, Screen Crush, they do have the invest out. Laser comes through, blows away the Slaughter. Ace forced to time lapse. If you had boots now, this would be a lot easier to get away, you know, Ace. He's still probably fine, but that was not a good
Dire's middle tower
couple of
is
minutes for
under
Imperial. That's the kind of thing that you just lose the game off of.
Yeah. I don't know if like if Escape can get the next Roche,
Dire's
it's
middle
pretty.
tower
It's not
is under
over
attack.
obviously, but their whole idea of the draft for Imperial is pretty much out the window. And then you get into this idea of like Escape having to make a bunch of mistakes themselves. Like they don't even have to take these fights. Like these things where they're like lassoing heroes up top and then TPing down and fighting bottom. That doesn't even matter for Escape. All that matters is Tinker's just getting wildly out of control, and there's nothing Imperial will ever be able to do about it. Yeah, I mean, they could just play this game passively and outright win it for the most part on Escape, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So instead they're pushing the envelope, they're getting kills, they see good scenarios just from pushing out the waves and getting information, so looking very nice for them.
Trixie
Trixie,
doesn't have a force staff. He's probably dead. Yep, easy.
That's a nice
solo for
pick.
Ace. Meanwhile, Arrow's going to get caught, but here comes Koikfa. Laser. Hesijo cannot afford to die again. Open wounds, he's got Slithering Crush. They have the rage up. They get off the Fate's Edict. It looks like it was actually the Aphotic Shield coming in. Meanwhile, they want Era, and Era's going to try to man fight against Ace. Good Blinding Light. They have the time lapse if they want it. Ace is going to keep chasing for now. Koikfa can come back in. He's going to keep into the tier 2 tower. I don't think they can chase further now that he's got the rage up, and it looks like he will get away. Synderen is an easy kill if he can find it. It's not so easy. He needs to get a couple more auto attacks. Now there's going to be the heat-seeking missiles. They get off the Fate's Edict as well. Arch is there doing some nice damage. Synderen walks out and dies to the damage promptly. That's unfortunate.
Oh,
Era
no,
is
Synderen,
still
why?
so low. Koikfa will TP home and actually give the infest. Nice play there so that the Lifestealer doesn't have to TP out himself or walk out and die. So Nice couple of plays. Yes, the Tinker does get the kill on Hester Joe, which is very important. But you still have Ace finding some kills going his way. And he'll start pushing bottom now.
All right, interesting. Some things happened there.
They certainly did.
There's a little bit of a leg up here.
Absolutely right, Trent. Some things did happen. Good.
I
Boulder
do my
smash. Magnetize coming out as well. Lasso up. They'll find the kill onto Baby Knight. Down for 65. It's time to peace out if you're Imperial. Rolling Boulder is up. Rise might get caught. Has borrowed time. Not in time as the heat-seeking missiles and laser blow him away. TP coming through from the Oracle to make sure he can get out. Ace will Shikuchi his way out of here as well. Buys himself a 4-staff. Going for the Hurricane Pike for a Weaver, mind you. An interesting build.
Dire's middle tower
That is
under
interesting.
attack.
Not a very common Weaver item. Obviously, we're much more used to the Deso and whatnot. In a game like this, like, what does it really do? I mean, you can get people out of combinations from the Earth Spirit. You can, like, target the Tinker from a decent distance, but it's kind of a weird item.
You also have to remember what hero they're up against in the Lifestealer. Uh-oh, Trixie, you've gone too far, my friend. Hester Joe finds an easy kill. They saw him coming over with the ward. I didn't think they were going to find him on the high ground, though. And this is the perfect time, too, as Roche it's up now.
Yeah, this would be great for the Dire thing to snag this up. I don't know, but it's like, it's a Lifestealer, though. Like, what do you get? If it's a Hurricane Pike, I mean, obviously you can still 4-staff yourself, but you don't get the
That's what I mean.
benefit.
You're trying to kite away from the Lifestealers.
Yeah, but he's, like, raged, and then, I don't know,
True.
it's weird. And, like, your Drow already has one. I feel like they are lacking
that
damage.
Scanned. They know where Yapsor is. Slithering Crush being fetched out. Slaughter, not again! Hurricane Pike coming out of the Yapsor. There's the Lincolns being broken from Koifa. It's a 1-for-1. Now they're going to turn. They want Koifa. He does not have a 4-step. Gus doesn't connect. They still might be able to chase him down here. The Geminate, it's not enough damage. He's low, but they didn't get any lockdown. Again, the biggest problem with Imperial's draft, not having the lockdown to kill any of these frickin' heroes.
Yeah, once you miss out on that early snowball game,
Denied.
the execution gets a lot more difficult here, but they're still going for it. And out into the pit. Should be able to get this one up without much contest.
What has 4,000 gold? I feel like if he wanted an Aghanim, except you had bought a component already, maybe he's saving his money. You sell that null tally, dude. You don't need it unless you're going Dagon.
If you went Dagon this game, it's pretty good, right? Up against the Oracle right in the back lines, just blow him up first. Even up against the Weaver, it's not the worst.
Yeah.
Aghanims is pretty damn nice against the Drow lineup, though. I'd have a hard time not getting that, I feel like.
I mean, he could also go Hex if he really wanted to.
I think eventually he might.
Ace is looking for Koifa, but nice point coming out. Swarm still won't connect. Another point, time lapse away. They really want this kill.
Slider,
So the
got him.
Crush, they found him, and they get the bash off as well. Koifa will finally fall. Did he buy
got
anything
so
before
greedy.
dying? I don't think he... Oh, he bought his point booster. Thank God.
Dire's top tower
That is
under
still a
attack.
huge kill, though, for Imperial.
Dire's
You know, we talk
Is
about
that-
Baby Knight dying, we talk about the Weaver dying, but that's one of the most important kills you could possibly get in the game. And they'll try to take advantage of it.
Dire's top tower has
Is that the
fallen.
first time they've killed him? Like with the Slider since like the mid-game
Yes.
started, pretty much?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And it is the Ags, obviously.
Yeah, I think, well, especially once you die, too, and you know now they have a chance at high ground, I don't think any question that you go Aghanims.
He bought his full Ags without having buyback, which I'm kind of like,
That's fine. He's not going to buy back for
I
this.
don't
Like,
think
they
they'll
still
need to.
glyph.
They have the push going top lane too, which will probably, because Era also has his Tesslator, and he'll be able to take this pretty
Oh
quickly.
yeah, this is actually pretty good for the Radiant. Because they have blind too, yeah, like later. Give that Fox Shield. Oh, he already used it too.
Yeah, he used it in the 14th came out too. I don't know, man. I think Era's doing a pretty good job here, but it's not going to be in time to save this tier of tower. Like, it's
I know,
certainly
he's like
can.
going almost as fast as them.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Still, they might lose this melee racks. They're actually looking to back up now. They're going to invest. The Yapsor's going to get recalled. Lasso's up. They found it on Baby Knight. He doesn't the Aegis. He forced himself away and will do so. Now they're going to jump in. Slaughter couldn't get his Slithering Crush up. Now magnetized. No way is low. He'll fall. Falls promise not in time. Yes, they do take the melee racks. Baby Knight going to work on a Trixie, but he's going to lose his Aegis. Now the laser coming out. Here's that Aghanim Scepter. Imperial have to get away. Baby Knight will not be so lucky to silence. And just so much damage means that he's dead. Yes, they do take the melee racks. That's a bit of gold going their way, but they lose a couple of heroes in the process. Not too many, but a very good fight coming out for the Radiant team.
Yeah, honestly, that was pretty good focus from Imperial. Just the fact that they did get their melee racks down, I'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Overall, you need a lot more than that in this game. Now, one melee racks is not going to do it for you. So they have
No,
some
but at least
time to
it's a
work with.
start for them. Like,
Right.
the odds of that happening, like they finally caught out Koikfa one time in the entire mid game, and they turned it into a melee racks. Like you lose a couple heroes, but you got to be pretty pleased with that. I feel like if
Yeah,
you're
and
Imperial
that's
right
just that's what you need to do. But that's the difficult part about it. Ace, by the way, going for an MKB, I believe, which makes sense given the heroes in the game.
That would be nice, yes. The blind for one, and then actually getting a bash perhaps would be great.
Dire's
Oh,
middle
he almost
tower
brought down
is under
Cinderin. I'm
attack.
surprised he survived. Cinderin's really, the Weaver's been the bane of his existence since the beginning of the game. They're pushing top lane, though. They don't have the drought range for 5 seconds. That looks like it's not there, nor will they use it even if they had it. The tier 3 tower is gone. Quake's going to use his lasers and heat seeking missile on the rise. Yapster blinks in, Boulder smashes back. Silence actually doesn't stop him from getting away. The silence was a little too late. Hestajo blinks a half second, but then forces himself looking for that stun. Good force back coming out. Yapster is still fine for the time being. The march is up. That do have the borrowed time getting rise back up. And well, that's going to be it. I mean, they take the tier 3 tower. They don't lose any heroes off the back of it. And they are successful in getting away.
Yeah, nice hold there for quite a while there from Imperial. They had the Weaver down in the bottom lane, just keeping this pressured and pushed out. Worth noting, I mean, they've still held that tier 1 down bottom lane, which has made this game still like feasible here for Imperial. You can imagine if early on they lost towers.
And they have
like...
a TP with Quakefoot if they want to. Ace has been spotted. There's an Observer Ward over there. That would be a great kill. Certainly not an easy one, but it would be great. But they will back away. MKB very close to completion. I do want to talk about the Slaughter
Radiant's
problem.
middle tower
This is,
under
I think you know
attack.
what I'm talking about, but this is the problem with pretty much every Slaughter that we've seen in professional Dota recently. You start off, you have a good start, you start getting kills and assists,
Radiant's middle
and then you
tower
either
is
start
under attack.
dying or you just don't get the farm because either someone else is getting the farm or you're starting to get kind of choked out of the map. And that seems to be happening again. Hestajo, we've seen this with so many Slaughters, regardless of laning, whether in the safe lane or the off lane. You just start falling behind. I mean, look at his net worth.
Yeah, you just
He was
can't
a safe
farm,
lane
right?
Slaughter, and he's not really doing much.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. It turns into a game with low amount of kills, but he's more valuable as the game continues than some heroes like... Well, he's more valuable in the passive sense than heroes like Clockwork. Like, Clockwork is valuable when the game's passive because he can just keep flaring all over the map and give you vision everywhere in that sense, but... Slider gives you like objectives, and he also gives you quite a bit of threat, where he can just like walk around the map in a single stun, for instance, right now, like this Tinker, or he can guarantee you can take Roche really quickly. So it is sad that he can't farm very quickly, but I think that's just like the nature of the hero.
So what you're telling me is he's a walking, talking, amplified damage at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean that's his life, or potential Tinker Stomper.
Right, that's the other thing. It's not fair to call him a walking, talking, amplified
Cinderin?
damage.
Oh no.
See, he might find Cinderin here, for example.
Oh, he's gonna get him. He's got him.
Nope. Needed to do it a little bit earlier. Good TP
Bruh.
from Cinderin.
Thought he was gonna blink.
Yeah, he
On
decided not
Hestajo.
to.
I had faith in you.
Whoa, come on, man. He can't do him like that.
Well, I did, and look what he did to me. Makes me look like a goddamn fool.
Well, Trent, I don't think you need any help from him with that.
That's also true. Hey!
Sorry, buddy.
It was there.
Oh,
We got a Dagon. We got some
do have a
zaps from
Dagon.
Quick. Oh no, Cinder, no!
not
Not
this.
the Weaver again.
No, he's got a force staff. All right, well, that's that. Although, not worth it. That
that a
is
one
not
shot?
worth it. That they rotated very quickly. Like there wasn't anybody there for a moment. And all of a sudden, everybody's there. Wow.
To be fair though, did he not just one-shot that Keeper of the Light?
Right. Well, I mean,
That was like literally one attack, right?
yeah, but that doesn't save him from dying in that situation. Unfortunately, Cinderin's like that is the epitome of Cinderin just yelling "Worth." Super
Dire's
worth.
bottom tower
That was
is
pretty
under
funny.
attack.
Anyway,
Dire's
he will go
structures are
down. He's dead for
fortified.
46 with no buyback. Luckily, Roshan is not up. It is not up for a period of time. Tier 1 tower might be taken down. That's a pretty good kill. Now Silence a little bit late. They have the amplified damage. Era, I don't think you can fight this, buddy. That amp damage coming up from Hestajo and Baby Knight's right click. His auto attack's doing too much. Quake will force to back up after popping some march and heat-seeking missiles. And Trixie will also TP away. And now Weaver's probably like, well, that might have been worth it. You know?
Yeah,
Tier 1 tower.
that's pretty okay.
Deny range, guys. Boom.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, Hestajo go on the hunt, but he's not gonna find anything. So that's a 10-second BKB now still left here for Baby Knight.
Yep. And not to mention, Hestajo will purchase up one as well. About 1,000 away from the two. So
Probably their
some guidance.
last big attempt, I'd say, for Imperial, where you're like still feeling fairly confident, or like it doesn't feel like you're just trying to pull a game out of nothing, you know. This next Aegis with the BKBs going high ground with that. They would probably like to clear out a tier 2, I think, before they actually get the Aegis, which is going to be tough, but it would make that nice Aegis going high ground, either mid or bottom, so much nicer if they just had one of these tier 2s down.
You have the Keeper of the Light and the Tinker pushing out the waves consistently, so getting across this river for Imperial has been pretty difficult over the past couple of minutes. And we'll see if they can actually accomplish that goal of getting a tier 2 tower, as you had mentioned. For now, they're just farming the jungle. They're just trying to get their next item. I really would like the Weaver to buy any form of boots. Would be great. But, you know, it's up to Ace, really.
Nah, who needs boots? I mean, he bought a Hurricane Pike, right? I guess
Good enough.
that's movement.
Yeah. Well. I mean,
That'll do. Oh, Cinderin. Not again.
Nah, he's pieced out. Cinderin's gone.
You say these things.
I do.
Okay. All right, he's going to live.
I was confident in Cinderin's ability to actually make it out alive. And he did.
How about Yapsaur's?
He's fine. Oh, all right, maybe not. He rolling bouldered across the river. Luckily,
Wow, they have no idea.
They don't know that he's here.
Oh, God. He's so close.
He is really close.
Ace just like,
oh,
if he had a win
perfect
around
time
that
for
corner.
nighttime. That's the perfect time.
Oh, no. He's
Oh, that's not good. But he's fine. Koikva also fine. Perhaps. That was awkward, to say the least.
He's trying to get a sneaky ward. Oh, he doesn't even have wards. I'm not sure what Yapsaur was doing.
I don't know.
Guess just hoping that like someone would appear to push out the wave, and then with the Tinker coming in, they could like kick, stun, silence, do their thing, blow them up.
Well, they'll have to wait. They'll smoke it this time now. They have every hero here to go for an engagement. You have Koikva. He can get either A, recall it, or B, TP in the fight, which he's done numerous times. And now they do have an Assault Cuirass on the Lifestealer as well, which will make it a bit easier for them to deal with some of this armor reduction coming out from these heroes.
Ooh, and Roche is up too.
This is an intense fight here maybe coming in. Escape, if they get this, this will be huge. Baby Knight walking up. They're going to find the lasso. Forces him up. He's going to get put on the high ground. Hurricane Pike himself to the low ground, though. Might not have been the best play coming up from taking Trixie. Now that lasso's down, there's the
Dire
dust
just
up
need
as well.
to reset. They should just group up. Because like everything just got wasted by the Radiant. There's no point diving into that. Yeah, this is exactly what you need
was
to do.
used
Just
there?
back
Just
up
the
and just
lasso?
chill. Yeah, like Firefly and Lasso being down there are so huge.
They're going to smoke themselves up, or they're going to wrap around the other direction. Coming in from
Perfect
this
play
side.
by Dire.
And now Yapsaur escape gaming. They probably have to back up. If they don't back now, this is dangerous. Dire scan. They know pretty much where everyone is. Trixie, he's behind the tree lights with the recrush. They'll find him. There's going to be the swarm, and he's done. That's the
That's a
gem
gem?
down. And now Cinder might need to be next, but he does get off the mana leak in time. Meanwhile, heading into the Roche pit. Yapsaur got the ward up before heading on out, making sure he could get away. Cinder and good Force Staff. Can he get bashed up? Looks like he is going to make it out in time. They'll only lose the Bat Rider, but that is going to secure Roshan for the Dire team. And Fest out, maybe not. They do have Yapsaur as well as Air nearby. They might go for a steal or an attempted steal. SGO on the high ground, try to get vision. Yapsaur
The bug
spotted. Yes, now he is, and now he will have to rolling boulder and TP out. They could have gone for a steal, but now he needs to get away. No TP. Looks like he's not using it yet. Noise should know where he is. He blinks away, back down to the south, across the ravine. Quake is there to help. Again, too little, too late coming out for Escape Gaming. You do have the Aegis picked up and a Cheese as well for Imperial. Aegis goes to Ace. Cheese might be picked up by the Drow Ranger if she has room for it.
Man, I love the way Imperial just played that fight. That was so perfect. Like, you couldn't have asked for anything better there. They come in, they screw up the lasso, you just back up, you smoke, you grab.
It's day on day in action.
too.
Cinderin is gone. See you later, buddy.
Ain't on day.
Looks like it's going to be Yapsaur's next roll. He'll use himself for a moment, but the rolling boulder's not going to be there. He does drop the magnetize. It'll be a bit annoying for Imperial. But 2 kills after securing the Aegis, and this might be go time now. We want to get these tier 2 towers, as you had mentioned. Keep these waves pushed out, but look at Koikva already cutting the creep wave. 2 marches here. Should bring this down. It does so quickly. Damn.
And they still have that BKB, and they have Cheese. Oh man, this looks so good for Imperial.
Yeah, BKBs are up across the board here, including up on the slaughter with that Cheese now newly minted. Silver Ward will scat out Arrow, who's also been caught by the creep wave, but he's just clearing it out quickly. And this is backdoor protected, but it doesn't seem that they care very much. Good glyph coming out, actually, and that'll stop them from now. And Koikva actually split pushing and cutting the creep wave there does a very good job. But they really want this tier 2 tower. No glyph is going to stop them. Now they have a Maelstrom and an Aghanim Scepter for Baby Knight, so the AoE amount of damage that he's getting, pretty significant. What has Weaver picked up next? He's got 2.6k gold, has something flying out of the courier. It looks to be a full BKB for himself. He has an Ogre Club. Not a BKB just yet, but he does have that Ogre Club available for Weaver. Here we go, the push. They want to get this full set of racks down bottom, and look at the damage coming up from Baby Knight and Ace. See you later. Range racks is gone. Full set of racks now. An advantage for Imperial in this bottom lane. I have to say, Trent, this game's gone 40 minutes. It's pretty late. Even against the Tinker, Imperial have done an impressive job here.
Yeah, you just have to win those big fights, and that's what they did around the Roche pit. Like, flawless execution, honestly. It's going to be really unfortunate this is all they get out of it. I think they need a lot more mid, but it's... Like, they don't want to go high ground with this whole, like, top lane exposed, because then you're just trading for nothing. If they just bots up here with, like, Koikva and Era, and he just takes your racks at the same time.
Yeah.
Because they were missing TPs on, like... I don't think... Oh, maybe the Weaver did have his TP in that moment, actually, so...
I think he got it right as the... Yeah, he had a courier sign out the TP.
Yeah, that's
he
what it was,
didn't have
so...
it for a moment. I know he was missing it, but...
And there's his BKB. It is finished up now, though, so...
Yeah, I mean,
probably just waiting for that.
like you said, this is where you're probably the strongest. Era's going to walk up, so they're in crushing time. They should be able to bring him down, even as they see good force away. Now he's going to pop the open wounds as well as the ridge. Maybe not going to go down. Era still getting chased. Infest inside. He will live. Hestejo looking for the Slithering Crush. They even used their BKB for Hestejo. I can't believe they didn't get that kill. That was
Big
insane.
save. Yep. Nicely played. Trixie having to use like a defensive lasso essentially there, but that was well worth it, of course.
Did he force? Who was the one that forced Era? Or was that the Hurricane Pike from Weaver? I don't think it was.
Oh, I'm not sure. All I saw was Trixie blinking and lasso, and I wasn't sure. I was just checking the Abaddon, but his Aphotic Shield was on cooldown, so the Cider still got pulled.
This is where we need the instant replay feature from Valve. Maybe someday.
Thunder's doing a nice job down bottom, by the way. Just sneaking his way over here.
He has no farm.
I know, he's really poor for a Coddle. I find this
yeah.
happens a lot with Synderen too. Like, even when he plays these heroes that you expect to be greedier, he never quite gets that echelon. Like, he doesn't put himself in that position, and instead he leaves this kind of shit for the Koikva Tinker for the most part, but sometimes you need to be a little greedy.
Hurricane Pike from Era. The refresh, good range of time. Joe, however, he's got to maybe use his cheese. Probably not going to get off in time. All right, easy. Nice. They buy a gem right after. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Synderen should be okay.
Some sketchy stuff. Anyway.
How much time do we got left here, guys? Come on now. You're on the clock. Only 1 minute. I don't think they're getting high ground with this one.
No, with Joe falling there, I think they just wait for the next Roshan.
That's not good. You win that big fight around the Roche pit, and all you get is a range Rex for it up against Tinker Bat Rider.
I still think they're in a very good position. The Lifestealer, I mean, he's not going to get much bigger than he already is. And then you already have your Weaver and Drow Ranger, who are clearly doing a lot of damage. And they haven't really gotten their 6th slot yet either. Not to say that, you know, the Lifestealer isn't going to keep scaling. He will. I don't know, Trent. I think Imperial are in a very good position, even if, you know, this game goes super, super late. I mean, Koikva obviously can do some serious work on a Tinker, but...
I think they're in a better spot than most, like, 40-minute Drows, because they've got this BKB still rocking 10 seconds on, what, 2 heroes and then a 9 on the Slardar, so that's all nice, but still, heading later, Bat Rider, Tinker, like, it gets, like, impossible to come high ground at some point.
Hey, and let's not forget, you also have an Aghanim Scepter coming out for Rise eventually. However, even that has been caught. He does have a BKB, might use it now. Looks like he will. The False Promise will come out. May fight. This blast was there. If the Ghost Scepter coming out, just make sure he can't take too much right-click damage. Joe coming back in. Trixie about to fall, and we'll get the kill. Meanwhile, it looks like they will keep up the Drow Ranger alive. Joe looking for more Synderen. That's not what you want to do. He walks into Ace, finds a couple of auto attacks, gets the right-click off. Good Yule Scepter so that he can't chase down Yapsor. It looks like he will TP away. Blink is up in a couple of seconds. He will not find it. The force slide isn't there either. But it still is a 2 for nothing. Again, the False Promise comes out in time. Noya is quietly having a very good Oracle game.
Cool. You see what Escape did there too, right? Because they smoked up and they were on that perfect timing when the Aegis was going to expire. And that's when they took that fight. So they were hoping to just find the Weaver, blow him up. But maybe thinking that Imperial would have been more split up in farming and they'd have a better chance at it. But unfortunately for them, they were all extremely grouped and very ready to respond in that situation. So well played by Imperial. Looks like they kind of sniffed that one out too.
Uh-oh. Koikva in the tree line. There's the miscoil. They've been spotted. Koikva can't afford to die here. The laser doing some serious damage, but the borrowed time is there. He does have buyback. Luckily enough for him, but still. They will find a bottom engagement too. Here's the Drow Ranger, now going to work. False Promises in time. They get off the bash as well. Era has to invest in the Yapsor, but he's gonna fall. And Era now trying to go into Joe. Double force away. These saves are incredible. Jumps back in with a Slithering Crush, turns it around, pops the BKB. Synderen, the only one alive. All of a sudden, it's starting to unravel for Escape Gaming. Joe, Slithering Crush, amp damage. See you later, Synd. One more auto attack should do the job. Forced to buy back his Koikva. He will bring down Joe as well as that Oracle. Koikva dancing around, doing what he can. the heat-seeking missiles, Dagon, and Laser. But again, no buyback for anybody else in the game. It's just not doable, I feel like. For
1 on
Quick Foe.
3.
I mean, listen, we all know what Tinker can accomplish, but this is not easy. Push is going to walk up, continue to lasso, or excuse me, Laser, as well as heat-seeking missile. Ace does not seem to mind too much. However, that is a lot of damage after his time lapse is gone. They almost coil him back up.
Megas.
Tier 3 is going to be down in that top lane. Good lasers coming out, but it looks like this should be, as you mentioned, Megas. They do get off the gust.
Like, they can just BKB for this.
Yeah, it is 100% going to be Mega Creeps. Imperial, what a fight across the map, turning it around. It is going to be all sets of Raxes gone. Tinker Quakefa has done what he could in this game, but it's just not enough, it seems like. And now 45 minutes in, they pretty much need a miracle to win this one.
All right. Drow draft explodes out. You know, things, I gotta say, they look kind of rough when you look at anything with that Aegis, but the smoke play did not work out from Escape. They lose 2, and then immediately after they lose the Tinker, and suddenly the game's just kind of over. Surprised they're even gonna try and hold the Megas, honestly, but best of 5, you know, might as well get off to a start with a long one as possible.
There's still some work to be done here for Escape. Oh, not again. All right, well, we'll see you later, Sin. It's been nice knowing you. The story of Cinderin. Please help, there's a bug on me. Somebody help me, please. How many deaths has he had? Only 9. That's not that bad given the length of this game. It's not been an easy game, but essentially whenever Ace finds him, he just dies, which is not great for him, but...
Their map movement in this game has been so nice for Imperial.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
they're just always all over the place. They don't even have bots, and they don't have like a Keeper of the Light or anything like that. And Ace and Hesta Joe are just always there. I don't know. They find Cinderin, they kill him. It was hard to bring Quakefa down. Obviously, only getting him twice in the entirety of the mid game, but they got him both times when it mattered. So they just want to look to close this out.
Yeah, 47 minutes in, you do not have your Yapsor as well as Lifestealer. They could push in had they known where they were. But Quick is going to drop the march down. Going to find maybe a blink initiation past Joe, but he's a Shadow Blade. Keep in mind, there are sentries now.
The real question.
Oh, the Dyer's
yeah,
with a gem on it too. Wow.
What else was on that?
I don't know. My courier hop is broken.
It had a wait. What the hell? All it shows for me is a Ring of Aquila and a Magic Wand. Didn't it just say like 3K?
3.2K. Are you sure you're not looking at a rating one?
Yeah, positive.
Well, the gem was
that's
on
weird.
It. That's not enough money for that. Unless it was 2 gems.
Yeah, it just says Ring of Aquila and Magic Wand. That's all it shows. But it said 3.2K. Interesting. Yeah, it was Ace's Ring of Aquila and Noya's Magic Wand.
Well, either way, tier 4s are gone. Now Trixie's getting a sounds good go set for the Apps still. Slithering Crush is going to be on to 3. They'll jump out. Hesta actually, he went a little bit too quickly. They weren't ready for it on the Imperial side. Force back. They'll bring the Drow Ranger into the well, but blinks out immediately. Trixie now taking too much damage. The Gust is there. Trixie will fall first. Nobody did for Imperial or even close to dead, and this will almost certainly be game. Quakefa, good laser. Maybe not. They're turning it around. Maybe not buying back. Era trying to fight this. Time lapse. BKB. Ace going toe-to-toe with Era. Infest inside. They drop the magnetize. Nobody dead yet. Now they actually burst down Rise. Using the laser and Dagon to do the job. They're actually pushing them out. Ace as well as the crew backing away. They did buy back at the Drow Rangers, so they need to be careful. Drow's not quite here yet. Now actually turns around looking for Yapsor silenced up. Does have his Ghost Scepter for Yapsor. Yule Scepter they will find. Baby now. He can't afford to die. He has no buyback. Forced away. He gets to the high ground, and now he turns his attention to Yapsor, who just narrowly survives, but the Slithering Crush will help him fall as the Gust comes through, and Era getting chunked down. They almost had it, but GG is called, and the Ancient is taking some hits, and that'll be it, Trent. Game 1 goes to Imperial.
Wow. Turns out 4/4 staffs are pretty good agaget Lifestealer. Who would have thought?
Yeah, you were questioning that Hurricane Fight pickup. Listen,
I was.
man.
I was like, I don't
knew.
know. And I knew that. I knew it was gonna work out.
I knew.
Yeah. No. Obviously, it super helps for those like 5v5 fights and when they actually have to engage. But in terms of like catching up the Tinker and stuff, they did not itemize for it at all, and the game still worked out. So shout out to Hesta Joe because he was literally the only one who could do it, and he got it done in 2 of the biggest moments of the entire game. Imperial did just, I think, play better, right? Like those, a lot of the biggest fights came down to good positioning by them, good decision making. That reset of the Roche Pit was huge, and then the smoke around play, and then as well that top part where they came in with that smoke attempt as the Aegis was dying, and they were well position on Imperial. They knew this was coming. They saw no one pushing out from the side of Escape, and they were just backing up their cores with False Promise and Aphotic Shield. So, nice draft, well executed, good use of the Abaddon. Shout out, great hero, love that guy. Always want to see him.
Yeah. He didn't quite. He might have had the Aghanim Scepter at the end of the game, but really, he did some great job. He did a great job earlier on in the game with the Aphotic Shields coming out. That aggressive dual lane, especially from Imperial, was significant in their victory. You got to give credit to them. They took down Quakeful on that Tinker despite him getting some serious farm. Some really solid play. Now, this is a best-of-5 trend, but how do you feel about this series going through for Imperial?
Well, I think Imperial, they looked very good against Advenom. These guys have been improving nonstop for a very long time, so I certainly don't have any doubts that they can take it. It's a pretty big burden on Escape to make this work with Trixie. You know, his farm did not progress very well throughout the entire game. Maybe that's because Tinker was absorbing a lot of the map, but in the games we have seen, he's been having some trouble keeping his net worth high, so it'd be interesting to see how that progresses through the series. Right now, it's definitely difficult to doubt Imperial. I think their lanes were also just, like, perfect this game. I think they set themselves up for a nice victory here.
Well, it is game number 1 in the books. Imperial will take the advantage into game number 2. And remember, it is a best-of-5 series here on moonducktv. We will take a quick break, and we'll jump into game number 2 right around the corner.